Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we will discuss the theories of failure used in design of shaft. So the following are the theories of failure, that is, first is maximum shear stress theory. Second is normal stress theory. And third is the ASME code for the shaft design. Now we will see each of them separately. Okay, so first is the maximum shear stress theory. So what this theory states? That is, this theory states that the maximum shear stress induced in the shaft is equated with the allowable or the permissible shear stress, and the diameter of the shaft is calculated. Okay, so now let SSY is equals to yield strength of shaft in shear. SI unit will be Newton per mm square, and SYT equals to yield strength of shaft in tension. Yield strength of shaft in tension. SI unit is Newton per mm square. Okay. And FOS, that is factor of safety, is given by maximum stress upon working or allowable stress. Working or allowable stress. So according to this theory, that is maximum shear stress theory, maximum stress will be SSY, that is yield stress of the shaft in shear, that is SSY upon what is working or allowable stress. In shear, always consider tau permissible or allowable. So this equation can be written by tau permissible equals to SSY upon FOS. So this equation has came by this theory, that is maximum shear stress theory. Okay, so now this SSY, sometimes in the numerical we will not get SSY, we will get SUT. So the relation of SSY with SUT is equals to 0.5 of SUT. So use this relation. Okay, so this equation can be further written as tau permissible equals to 0.5 SUT upon FOS. Okay, so now we will move to the second theory, that is normal stress theory. So now according to this theory, the maximum normal stress produced in the shaft is equated with the permissible stress, is equated with the value of normal stress for the shaft material. Okay. So now let sigma permissible is equals to permissible normal stress in Newton per mm square. FOS is the factor of safety. Now FOS is given by, what is the basic formula? That is maximum stress upon working or the allowable stress. So we will write here maximum stress upon working or allowable stress. So in case of normal shear stress, in case of normal stress theory, what will be the maximum stress? Maximum stress, which is equals to yield point stress. It is the normal stress. Normal stress will be the sigma, that is SYT. What is SYT? That is yield stress, yield strength of shaft in tension. Okay. So maximum stress will be SYT upon what is allowable or permissible stress, that is sigma permissible. So by this equation we can write sigma permissible is equals to SYT upon FOS. So we got this equation. Okay. So now we will move towards the third theory, that is ASME code of shaft design. First we will write the heading, that is ASME code of shaft design. Okay. Now what is ASME? ASME stands for American Society of Mechanical Engineers. Okay. So American Society of Mechanical Engineer gave the code which is used for the shaft design. Note, whenever in numerical it is not mentioned that by using which theory we have to solve the numerical, then by default use the ASME code of shaft design. Okay, because this is the important and very easy theory to solve the numerical. Okay. So now according to this theory, the permissible shear stress tau permissible for the shaft without keyways is considered as the 30% of the yield strength in tension or 18% of the ultimate tensile strength SUT of the material. Don't worry, I will write the statement. So I will again repeat the statement, that is according to this theory, the permissible shear stress tau permissible for the shaft without keyways is considered the 30% of the yield strength in tension, that is SYT, or 18% of the ultimate tensile strength SUT of material, that is tau permissible equals to 30%, that is 0.3% of yield strength, that is SYT, or tau permissible can be written as 0.18, that is 18% of ultimate tensile strength. Okay, this is useful when the shaft does not have keyways, it is without keyways. Now when keyways are considered, okay, first whenever you use this ASME code of shaft design, then you have to find this both tau permissible equals to 0.3 SYT and tau permissible equals to 0.18 SUT. Now by using these two equations, from whichever equation we got the less value, we have to select that. Okay, means I will write here the minimum value of the above two answers is selected. We have to select the minimum value by using these two equations. Okay, now we will see when the keyways are present. If keyways are present, then what we will do, if key waves are present, then these above values are reduced by 25%. Okay, if the key waves are present, the above values are reduced by the 25%. I will write here, if key waves are present, then so I will again repeat that if key waves are present, then this value means these above values are reduced by the 25% for the key wave effect. Now, by using these two equations, if we got the minimum value by this equation, that is tau permissible equals to 0.18 SUT, then we will write for key waves tau permissible equals to 0.18 SUT into 0.75. Why 0.75? Because 25% is reduced due to the presence of key wave. So the remaining will be the 0.75. I will repeat again, that is by reducing 25% we get 0.75. Now seeing this equation, don't understand or don't think that we had reduced 0.75% of the value. We had reduced 0.25% of the value. This 0.75 is the remaining percent. Okay, so tau permissible equals to 0.18 SUT into 0.75. This is applicable when we get the minimum value by using this equation. If in any case, if we get the minimum value by using this equation, then we will write tau permissible equals to 0.3 SYT into 0.75. I am damn sure that you will get the minimum value by using this equation, second equation only. That is tau permissible equals to 0.18 SUT. Okay. Now when the shaft is subjected to the shock and fatigue conditions, then ASME code had given the formula, that is, as per the ASME code, bending moment M and torque T are to be multiplied by the factors, that is KB and KT, to consider the effect of shock and fatigue operating conditions. I will repeat, as per the ASME code, bending moment M, torque T are to be multiplied by the factors KB and KT to consider the effect of shock and fatigue operating conditions. That is, we had derived this equation in previous video, that is equivalent torque is given by root of m square plus t square, where m is the bending moment and t is the torque, which is equals to pi by 16 into tau max into d cube, where tau max is the maximum shear stress and d, capital D, is the diameter of the solid shaft. Now in case of solid shaft, we will write this equation, that is under root of kb into m the whole square plus kt into capital T the whole square. Here KB is multiplied with M and KT is multiplied with the capital T to consider the shock and fatigue operating condition. That is KB into M the whole square plus KT into T the whole square, which is equals to pi by 16 into tau max into capital D cube. This equation is used for solid shaft. Now we will move for the hollow shaft. For hollow shaft, we will write this as same, that is under root of KB into M the whole square plus KT into capital T the whole square, which is equals to pi by 16 into capital D cube into 1 minus small d upon capital D the whole raised to 4 into tau permissible for the hollow shaft, where KB is the combined shock and fatigue factor for bending moment and KT is the combined shock and fatigue factor for torsional moment. These KB and KT are calculated or are given in a table. That means I will give an example, that if in the question it is mentioned that a gradual loading is applied to this shaft, then by using the table we can see that KB will be equals to what? KB will be equals to 1.5 and KT is equals to 1. Okay, this is obtained from the table which is given in our textbook. So whenever it is mentioned in the numerical, that is when gradual load is applied to the shaft, then KB, that is combined shock and fatigue factor for bending moment, will be 1.5 and KT equals to 1, that is combined and shock fatigue factor for torsional moment. So that's all. If you have any doubts, please ask in the comment section. Please share this video, like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.